Good morning. Happy Monday. Hope everybody had a good weekend. Gonna get started. Letting the network settle right now. Looks like I got some uploading going on. Downloading. Oh, there it is. Found it. Steam was left on. Huh. Having a hard time changing that. Alright, looks like the network is settled. Gonna get started. And it's still a little crunchy. Alright. Just checking to see if there's anything in the GD script channel. Or the Godot GD native channel. Alright, now it looks okay. I think I left that little banner up. Rid of that. There we go. How was everyone today? Okay. We're gonna keep going. Let's see, where had we been yesterday? We were in lib. Go to the top of the file. Okay, we'd been working through these elements here, or we were doing a write for each one of these. Made it all the way through section here, which is types and methods. The next section is traits. We're gonna go through these next. Let's see, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 7 of these. Let's chip away at those. We'll get a little bit of an idea how it's supposed to look. They look fairly complete, not like they're building up and yeah, these are just a bunch of impulse for these. Okay, we don't have to collect them together. We just write them out. Generate Godot object impl. Okay, object is equal to this. Oh, too far. There we go. A little bit of output there. We're going to do this in a couple places. That. Is there another one? No, there isn't. Do that. Go up one. Yay, multivim. Okay. Good. Now we'll start to chip away at these. First one, token stream. Put this in view. We just return this. It looks like we can. Okay, we've got a couple things. We're going to move to the top. Quote. We don't take an output anymore. Last name is going to be, was it format ident? Now this one, let that equals, just going to use quote in here. There we go. Another here. Need one more of those. All right. Closer. All right. Let's tab that in so it's a little easier to see what's going on. I went the wrong way. There we go. In this case, we're going to do this. It's sealed for last name. Clean up the double curlies. Yeah. Formatter still didn't kick in. Okay, go through this. Unsafe impl. This needs to be tabbed in again. There we go. Oh, interesting. In this case, we want to return that last name inside of string. Let's see if that works. That's good. Not seeing any curly braces in there. Update. Okay, here's another self or name. Hey, cat peasant, how's it going? This goes to, oh, that goes to nothing. There we go. This should return okay. Oh, yeah. Gotta get back to work today. I'm alright. Weekend was okay. Ended up watching Kipo, K-I-P-O this weekend. Actually just binged right through it. Going in to like take a nap. I really wanted a nap on Sunday. And okay, kids in here, I'll just toss them on Netflix, see what they do. I'll sleep through kids shows pretty easy. But this one, oh my goodness. It was actually pretty good. It was funny. It was really funny. Lots of little running gags in it. It won't work in quotes? Oh, thank you, Museum. So in this case, class name is also name. And I think this will double quote it, won't it? Oh, if I say let's name equals class.name, then it'll be a string. Got it. Okay. Yeah, this has been interesting using this. Formatter sometimes works, sometimes doesn't. Oh, I'm way... That quote level is really off. Let's see, where did that go bad? Yeah, unshift that. And the formatter isn't always happy with it. There we go. That looks better. Yeah, that looks much better. So I went through the other day, I don't know if you saw, I did some documentation stuff. Documentation is kind of cumbersome. You have to format the strings outside, and then you can drop them in. Oops, I went to the wrong window. Using this sort of format seems to work just fine. It's just a little odd that you have to build up the strings ahead of time. It would be nice if it could format documentation inline. But I get like... I don't know how they would do it though. It'll turn triple slash into doc. I see, but it won't replace pieces, right? So let's say I had something See, this one, I don't see any any tokens that are being replaced. What do they call that? Not transcribed. You have to do concat and doc. Let's see. Oh, interpolation. That's what the word is. Can't do interpolation in those triple slashes. Let's come back up here. Okay, first one's good. This looks okay. First things first. Take that. Generate a result. Token stream. Oops. Looks like we're gonna need class name. We're doing on indentation. Huh. Oh, interesting. That is cool. That's a neat crate. That is actually a really neat crate. And that one looks good. Toss that on there. Oh, and we need an else. Else, whatever the default is. What was the other one? Free open. Oh, it's just the internal logic extracted out. Oh, interesting. That's pretty cool. That means it could be used for all this other stuff up here, and yeah, like this stuff. All right, we'll get around to that, but not. Let me see. How do I favorite that one? Give that one a follow. Nice. Yeah, I'm not sure, like, on some of this stuff, what's the best way to kind of combine these? I'm sure that there's a better way, I just don't know it at the moment. Is this correct? And I know it'll work, but I don't know if this is the best way. And building up pieces of quote and then putting it in there, because it doesn't seem like there's any way to do conditional logic inside of quote. Yeah, push it all the way to the left. Yeah. Thank you for that. Definitely going to do another pass on this just for that. I'm sure there will be some incredibly boring meeting that will. There, that wasn't indented. Remove leading spaces. Yeah, that'd be nice. Really nice. Okay, that's how you're supposed to do it. All right, makes sense. It's so much nicer. It really is just so much nicer than having to build everything up in strings. My dog barking? Oh, that's right. Let me let her out. I'll be right back. Sorry about that. You can return and pull 2 tokens or a token stream that and keep combining them. I see. That's pretty cool. I was also looking at some of the documentation about this. This one here, class name format ident. Also keeps track of the span information for you. It is really nice. It's unfortunate that we're building this this all this code from basically a JSON blob. I think it's deserialized in Saturday, so it's hard to take advantage of some of the stuff that span gives you. Like there's just not going to be any need for it. All the errors in this are going to be, well, generated by me while generating the code. Not like somebody else is actually, we're not building decorators or something like this, so that I imagine this would be really useful for. Oh, I did have a question. Let's say you had some sort of vector here. You know, I don't know, this could be, what was it? The other day it was key value pairs. And so we had key value pairs in these tuples, let's say. And the key was some sort of identifier, and the V was, let's say, a type. And I forget what it was. It for like some sort of parameter list? Might have been building out like a comma, no, I equals V or something like that, something like this. Is there a way to iterate something like this in line here? Acton Dev, good morning. I see. Got it. So really just using the combinators on the structures with quote. I see. Okay, well, thank you. That's very helpful. I probably go back and change that other code. I think it's mostly the same there. Oh, we just had it in a for loop. But it probably could have been a little bit more terse. Oh yeah, yeah. That's I gotta get my Twitch bot running again. It bums me out that we moved that cabinet and now it doesn't have power. To make sure it gets plugged in and everything. Oh, what is this one doing? It's closing the last one. Okay. Toss some of this up there. I don't want to find something that can, I don't know, build a little bit more of a macro with this. The code is just amazing. One, I should have been a curly brace up here. Need one more. My goodness, what's going on, fingers? Last name, last space. You know, this could be the same thing. And inside of an OK. Is that what we call it? Base class? Class base. There we go. What's missing? Oh, return type is wrong. And it looks like real code now. Highlighting everything, except for the formatter. That's pretty nice. Oh, and the other thing that I was looking into, because it would be really nice if this output was formatted, I was looking into trying to use Rust format as a formatter. And it looks like you can't really use Rust format nightly in in stable because it's targeting nightly. So it seems like the only way around that is to have people install Rust format, which most people will have. I mean, let's face it, and then just shell out to it. Is there a different way? Format generated code? Yeah, okay. Oh, it comes with a default install. Oh, okay. Been so long I don't remember. I see. That makes sense. Okay. Oh, we need one more curly brace in here. There we go. I think we did this slightly different. We just called Rust format, but Rust up run Rust format is probably more accurate. Oh, stable. Yeah, it's surprising that well, if there aren't more malicious crates out there, like JavaScript libraries and stuff like that. So you get all the power when you run these things at build time. One more. Oh, you can initiative to remove that. Oh, that'd be interesting. The sandbox it or just get rid of it altogether? Oh, that's interesting. Run them, compile them to WASM. Would that create a dependency on well, some sort of WASM runtime? Are there some decent non-browser WASM runtimes? I guess you could extract, what is it? Pepper and salt? CraneLift? Oh, wait, I thought CraneLift was a compiler. I didn't realize that CraneLift was a runtime as well. Oh, interesting. Runtime for executing Rust procedural macros compiled as like cow. That's pretty cool. Yeah, that does seem neat. Just wanted to see what it was dependent on. Oh, I see. There's runtimes test, proc macro. That could be pretty cool. Now, you also mentioned, what was it? Wasmer? Wasmer? Universal WebAssembly runtime. Wow. Okay. And what sort of jitting are they using on this? Did this get like extracted from, let's say, Firefox or something like that, or is it like built from the ground up? I got some more like following to do here. We're gonna follow this one. Go back a little bit. Give that one a follow. Wow, it's pretty amazing. How does somebody end up using Oh, the bytecode alliance. Right. But Rust does seem like a really, really good language to target um, WebAssembly. It seems smaller than a lot of the other runtimes. Excuse me, not runtimes, but the binaries are smaller. I'm going to leave this open for later. Oh, interesting. It was mostly developed in Rust, but all right. Back to chewing through this stuff. Because why not? I guess, you show that you're not playing favoritism. What's going on there? Oh, I'm out of sync. Every now and then it'll do this where the buffer keeps getting replaced by the previous buffer. There we go. And then that iterator in the next fragment, that's cool. Oh, I see. So you can put the iterator in there, but it has to be an iterator of token streams. Got it. Oh, let's take a look. I see. Oh, that is so much nicer. That impulse two token, I see. Okay. That is really nice. A couple places already that we can actually use that. Um, mismatched close delimiter. Oh, inline. There we go. Where was it? We were doing not documentation. Was it in classes? Class struct? No, no, no. It's going to be the method table, the functions. Oh, have we not made it to these yet? Oh, we haven't. Oh, good, 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 good. Because I'm thinking in here that would be perfect. Oh, good. I'm glad we get to try that out. Okay. Go back to lib. Ooh, wrong one. There. Token stream. Quick scan. Looks like we just need class name. I'm going to snag from here. That's the sanest way of doing it. Thank you for that. I don't think this generated code is actually in Git. It gets generated at run. Well, not at runtime, but when you build the crate. I was also wondering about that, if that's the normal way to do it, or if crates will normally generate code and commit it so that others don't have to build it. Yeah, this is actually run by build.rs. So that seems correct. Okay, that looks good. So here, this function is called by build.rs, generate class bindings. Interesting. Whoa. Oh, and I saw this one where it produces different output depending on what you need to do here. And that's one way to capture that in the token stream. Oh, just a cargo outdoor. I see. But what prevents that? there's that one. Now for the method table stuff. Yeah, this is going to be the one that we can use the iterators on. You can still do normal Rust programs and build RS. Oh, I see. Alright, so what's going on here? Lots of stuff. Wow. Is this the end of it? 100 lines? Method table, and then we're going to have class.name. Yeah. They can do normal Rust stuff, which is a bit more questionable. Yeah, they are really easy to use. Drive shouldn't do I/O. Okay, I think we're going to be taking this down further. So it looks like... This used to close that. Okay. Compiler errors are still unstable. Oh, I see. Can't point to other code gen units. Huh. Oh, where's method name? Oh, we have to call that method.getName. Oh, I see. All right, let's see if we got that right. So we iterate, we map the Rust name. That's what they're doing here. We filter out the free ones. We do a map on that to quote, just these Godot method bindings. That looks right. And then in here, methods, comma, star. Oh, I see. Thank you. I really like these hints on the right here. Because building up the mental model when you first come into code is it's really a stretch when you're like, okay, I don't understand these things. How do these combinators work? If you don't know them inside and out, having these, it's just, it helps you build that sort of foundation of the inner workings. Oh, filter map. Yeah. So I went with the map first because the call to get name. Let's see. Yeah, I just, I didn't want the local. Just to do this the other way would be filter map, and we'd get the method. And then here we'd have to have a code block. Yeah. I don't know. I do kind of like this one better. Because it doesn't have the big block in it. Or he's saying here, filter map. Oh, I see. Well, luckily this is just code generation. Excuse me, I need to find my water. There it is. It just feels really clear this way to me. So in this case, we do this, and then if name, or the other way, right? You have the positive case first. Just stamp it out real quick. Oh, interesting. Of course you could do that, right? Hmm. Wow. You know, this isn't really as bad as I thought it was going to be. This is very straightforward. In fact, now that it's written out, I think I actually find this more readable than the first one. Interesting. All right, so then we have methods. Just to silence it. And then this should generate that, shouldn't it? Am I doing this right here? This is literally the first time I've written this pattern in quote here in this project. How does the iterator is the loop over it? Let's see. There might not be any, right? Does star is 0 or more, plus is 1 or more? Okay. Oh, I like the trailing commas. So would it error out if there was if there were 0 elements in methods? Okay. Yeah, we'll definitely want to have the star there. Okay. The asterisk. What are we going to call this? Struct definition. There we go. Do I already have class name? No. Oh, it doesn't do plus. Oh, interesting. Okay. And that one's correct. Gotcha. Use it plus if you put it on the inside. Oh, but then you're saying it doesn't do plus. Method table. All right, and then we're going to have something else here, expected. Move that down like before. Let's take a look. What's going on first? Oh, put it on the outside. Got it. Where'd that go? Okay. This is very similar to before, except our output's different. Oh, these are the defaults. Got it for method name. Well, maybe a little lazy then. Our output is actually oh, it's like it but not the same. Empty won't iterate at all. Interesting. Huh, interesting. Let's do this again. I really don't mind the commas at the end. In fact, I like them because it makes it easier to refactor the code. Okay, let's see, what else are we missing there? Because it seems like, other than that, we have the free. If it's free, we skip it. Otherwise, we default to null pointer. Oh, okay. I thought there was a none optimization that they had for these. Why wasn't this none instead? I remember reading about FFI stuff where when interacting with certain interfaces, if you did none instead, it was the equivalent of a null pointer. I wonder if we should be taking advantage of that here instead of this 0 as a pointer, which effectively a 0 pointer, null pointer. Now this file is going to be so much more, it's going to be so much nicer to actually use. That's not quite right. Yeah, okay. I'll rethink that. So what's going on here? Lookup name is equal to this. Ooh. Let's take a look. I see. So it's basically with 0 elements and with a comma on the inside and the outside. 0, 1, inside and outside. Oh, wow. Oh, that's interesting. Okay. But it doesn't. I like how it captures the type information here. Nice. Okay. Yeah, it's what the compiler says, which is, I guess it makes the code more portable. Not portable in like architecture sense, but in terms of like where it ends up being used. You already have the type information associated with it. What are we using lookup name for? This looks like a string. Not quite a string. This looks like the last big piece here. Oh, actually, this is missing a bit. Okay. This is the end of the previous one. Oh, browser. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Trying to give this a quick scan. Looks like we have method table in here. Here's some curly braces to clean up. These look like they're supposed to be in the previous block, actually. Just toss these up here. Oh, I missed one. There we go. Method table, this guy. Reading through it. That looks good. Okay. Doing that reduced this quite a bit. And then they had started to build a function, init, iterate through it, and do that. So let's take the iteration out. We need the iteration up above. Oh, funny, same thing as before. Method name, yada yada. Original name they keep too. Oh, you know what? I see a bug. There should be a format dent. All right, and what are we actually doing with this here? One of these. Yeah, that's going to be Rust name. Now, I actually want this to be a string with a 0 at the end. So in this case, I should probably put this up. Should format it outside, shouldn't I? Actually, I'm not sure. Because the original name here will be literal, won't it? And then it'll just have quotes, or will it interpret this whole thing literally? That is probably going to be a literal, isn't it? Because it's not going to do the substitution inside of the strings. This guy here. /0. It should just be a format. All right, I think that part's done. We need to call this something else though. This is going to be used. Oh, in this init, okay. Okay, let's move that up. Oops, too far. I mean, it's going to surround it with quotes. How do we? How do we translate this quote? All right. And this is just struct impl. Is this the only quote we have in here? Well, it's the only one that we need to return. Yeah, some of this is just not right. We'll have to figure this piece out here. A quote on that. Oh, let's actually go to the browser. Wait, they have quote in here? I don't remember seeing if you actually imported it. Oh, you're just explicitly saying it. Okay. What are we trying to do? We are trying to make something. Similar to this. Oh, that's the base one? Because Rust 2018, you can create name directly. Yes, which is really nice. Okay, so this is not actually found because of the quotes over here. But if we remove that and remove this, then the B is going to be in the wrong place. Oh, that worked. Is this the equivalent of a null terminator here? Is that Unicode null? I guess I'm wondering, is that 4 bytes or 1? Okay, so that's a 1 byte null. We have to do that. We leave the B there, which surprises me. We have the format class. It has an underscore. We do it this way. Okay. Otherwise, just that. Ah, but we need to format this one as well. Format. There we go. With the 0 at the end. Class name. Oh, you don't need the byte string at all? Oh, interesting. Converts a string slice to a raw pointer. Interesting. Interesting. So they are calling as pointer. Does that mean we do not need the null at the end? read that again. I wonder why they have that explicit null. Does that seem weird to you? I mean, it seems. Oh, UTF-8 for lesson 120. Oh, I see. Hence the UTF-8, right? The high bit marks it as something else. Okay. C-string probably requires it, yes. Okay, and there was something up here that needed to get fixed. What was it? Ah, this needs to be an identifier. Format ident. Okay. Did we only do 2 of those? 1, 2. Ah, here as well. Oh, I see. They use the Unicode escape sequence for that. So because it's so common, I'm surprised there isn't a... I'm surprised there isn't a function that does that for you. Like a to OS string or something like that. To C-str. Oh, C-string and C-str should be. So taking a normal string, let's say, where were we? We're down here for this format. This returns a Rust string, doesn't it? It's not a C-str? C-string? Okay. I didn't know this existed. Wow, okay. Oh, look, they have non-zero U8. Okay, I got it. It's just that we're working with literals, so, well, it makes sense. I get what you're saying. I was looking to see if there was like a format or if there was something else on this. See, as C-star. This extracts this as a, okay. And then we call as pointer on it, right? Well, this is the first time I've even looked at this class, so you have a bit more experience than I do. But I do think it makes sense to keep the nulls. Or just to leave it as it is for now. I don't want to change too much, but this is neat. I've never seen this. And what was the other one? C-star. Representation of a borrowed C string. Huh, very neat. Yeah, I'm not really building up a string, it's just declared once. So oh, I see. A C string will produce the error if it's in the middle. That's handy. That's really handy. Okay, let's come back over here. Let's see, did we get all of the other ones? Format. Good. Alright, that looks pretty good. Bring some there. Simple methods. Method table init. Yeah, that's just nothing special there. And then here we have init with the init methods. Wow. That function is so much better. Yeah, a word of advice when generating code, please. Fully qualified, thanks for sanity. Okay, do you mean like method table here, what this thing's supposed to be, or? Oh, in the generated code, I see. I see, because somebody else could come along, use this in a crate that has vec, their own vec. Oh yeah, that could be gross. I see. Like this here, right? I just happen to know that part of the code before this is pulling these things in. But I see what you're saying. Like this once here, was it standard or kind of like that or something. Thank you for that. That's really, really good. Like those little tiny bits that you don't get when just jumping into this. All right, in that case, we're going to go back here. They tell us this. Lost documentation. Nope, not in there. Okay, I'll have to find out where that is. Yeah, I think they did fix that a while back. Didn't we talk about that before? I don't remember. Sounds familiar though. I'll get rid of the output. There we go. All right, one more. Come on. Token stream. What do we got here? Ooh, another big one. All right, let's start at the top. I think here was an option to a string. Interesting. Oh, with regards to macroscoping, you can't just do GD native. I gotcha. Extern create GD native. Gotcha. What type is tie? Where do they get tie? Pub enum tie. Oh, I see. Oh, wow. Huh. You should absolutely submit that. All right, I'll get that patched in. I mean, if you don't want those bonus points, imaginary internet points, you don't want them, I'll take them. Gotta get my commits up. Right. Go look at the contributors. Oh, nice. Yeah, I mean, I don't think I'm gonna pass Carafel, but getting a little bit more of a gap between me and Memory Ruins there and Tom. They're still within maybe a week's commits. Oh, sure, I'll take it. Toast Eater seems really knowledgeable about Rust stuff. And then Carafel seems very knowledgeable about the inner workings of Godot itself. All right, back to the code. There we go. Where were we? Here we are. Second stream. If we're supposed to skip this method, we return nothing. Now this is converting it to calling 2 rust on this, and I don't think it should be that way. We should, where's this used? 3 places? 4 places? Are these all the same function even? Might all be in the same function. For the last one. Where's this one? Wait, is that default? That defaults to unit. Oh, this is doing right line. Okay, which is probably called from the function that we're in. Got it. Bouncing around a little bit, let me get back to where it was. Yeah, this should just return a return type. Trying to figure out what they're using this for. So we have a Godot method, return type from source. Self that return type. I see that's a string. They're taking it to a type. It seems like they should implement, was it 2token or something like that? Wonder if that would be helpful. Huh. It'd also be pretty cool if you could use none. Good Marmo. Welcome to the stream, and thank you for the follow, by the way. So today, for anybody that's kind of new to the stream or hasn't been here in a week, we are digging through some of the Godot Rust tasks. A couple things that I'm trying to get a hold of, and they are being bundled up in this 0.9 release. At least one of them. Looks like they bumped async 0.9.1. Sure, I get it. 0.9's becoming a larger release. So I've been working on getting these things closed up, get a little bit more traction on this, understanding the code a lot more. Because I'm rewriting the front end of the game that I've been working on in Rust. Excuse me, that's not quite right. Using Rust inside of Godot. So we are currently working on the Rust bindings of Godot in order to get this set of tasks basically finished up. I mean, it's going really, really well. Wow, not very many left at all. I think this one is mostly done. It's just some sealing left. Yeah. So that's what we're doing. The big idea is to get those things chipped away so that we can come over to the one tab to the left. Oh, two tabs to the left. And continue using Rust inside of our project here. So we have like development toggle, and this is using Rust inside of Godot. And I'm doing this so that I can get a lot, well, all of the kind of stronger guarantees that Rust gives us. I find that I'm becoming basically more confident with Rust, and just want to use it more than I want to use the GD script Python language. And when I come to like bring somebody else into this project, I just want to say no Rust. I don't have to learn, goodness, GD script, which is some Python variant, which is actually really nice in their IDE. Gotta give them a lot of credit for that. But one less thing to pick up. And Base Theo, thank you for the follow. Also, Toggle Bit if you're out there. Goodness, you followed before I even started streaming today. So this is some of the generator code. GD native support in Rust, excuse me, in Godot. I'm going to say that a different way. Godot has a mechanism that spits out its API in a JSON format. This file that describes everything in their API, or at least everything that's exported. So here we can see the AR/VR anchor, camera, etc. If we go to the end of the file, let's see what's down here. Visual script editor, etc., etc. And they list things out like, oh, what are the constants? What are the properties, signals, etc. Oh, Rust is similar. Oh, I didn't know that. You heard Rust is a fun language. Yes. Yes, it is. I like it. That is amazing. I didn't know that. Sin uses a JSON of all the tokens, language items to generate the Sin API. Wow. So yes, Kumarmo, we are basically changing the bindings here. They had been using just string generation to create all these bindings, but today we're using quote. Quote is going to make it a little bit harder to break, a little bit more resistant to some of the other common errors that they were having. It doesn't scream loudly when you misplace a comma or something inside of the generated like string code. But quote should be a little bit more aggressive about making sure that it's formatted correctly. So the errors are just louder. They use sin, generate sin. No way. I gotta see that. Use this area, of course. Oh, wow. That's cool. Oops, went the wrong way. Oh, and there. Oh, that's a code gen side of it. Yeah, I saw them actually point to this file here. Is it this one? Fold? Maybe it was something else. No, I don't see the comments in here. There must be another fold file. JSON main. I'm gonna have to come back through there and see if there's stuff I can learn from that. What I'm struggling with at the moment, if I go through and change the return type here, does this to Rust really need to be a string? Because I know I could just... I mean, these could be identifiers instead. Who else is going to use to Rust? Let's change it. Let's say that true. Hmm. So actually what I'm thinking is, do any of these return a none? You know, what's the point of returning the option if it never fails? All right. Just gonna leave that there for a moment. Too far. Oh, I see. So they defaulted to none. Oh, that didn't work very well. Let's try that again. Try multivim. Tab. CW. Is there a unit type for that? All right, now for these down here. Oh, the multi-cursor on Vim. That is... multi-cursor, here. Oh, I see, it's like a listen, a pre 1.9 thing. Yeah, you're welcome. For ergonomics, interesting. Pattern ergonomics. What else is in pattern ergonomics? Oh, I see. Gotcha. Yeah, that makes a ton of sense. What's this one? Oh, to self. I see. Hopefully this works. Wow. Okay, that cleans that up. Oh, match ergonomics. Okay, I think I've heard of that before. Why does that need to be mutable here? Let's just clean some of these up. Method has var args. Oh, I see. Actually, is this that function we were in? I think it is. End. Right, and we have to figure out the params. Okay, they're doing string concatenation here. And this, oh good, we gotta get rid of this whole section there. Not if let sum anymore. Oh, nice. For argument and methods dot arguments. It was tied in with non-lexical lifetimes. NLL has just been great. I tried to learn Rust over a year ago, and then I came back, as you know, in September, and started to learn it again. And NLL changed it so much, so much. It feels like you're not fighting the language anymore, just the borrow checker. And I get like the borrow checker, the NLL stuff is really still to go along with the borrow checker, but it reached into the language in a way that, or I guess it manifested itself in the language in a way that made you write code that just didn't flow, just didn't feel right. Is type being used here? Okay, so put this in here. Of course, map quote. Well, let's do that. So where's params in this case? Params is being built up, isn't it? Yeah. Wait, so what's going on there? So we have params. How do we do this? We iterate over the arguments, writing these params out. Okay, so it's really going to be whatever name and type with a colon. As var args. Then we do this. Oh, that's always at the end, I see. Then you get an array of variants. Got it. Sure. Second stream, new. No. Let's just do method arguments. Iterate over that. See, no filtering this time. We'll just do that. Oh, can't do that. We'll do a format ident on that. So argument name. Oh, I see. Tie and type. Well, in that case, There we go. Oh, that'd be interesting. Yeah, I don't know if you could do that either. Yeah, I don't think we're missing anything there. Then we can extend. So here, if this does have R's, we'll extend. All right, in this case, method has 4 args. If we do, extend this with quote. Oh, interesting. What's an iterator? Oh, you're right. You're right. You're right. How would you do a chain if? I mean, is that something that's common? Chaining an iterator. I guess it could be rebound and chained. I see, but it's optional. Optionally chained. It just feels weird to have something optionally chained. All right, we'll do that. Try that. Okay, and then we have to give it a iter once. Interesting. I think this is the first time I've used that. Empty from once with. Wow, neat. Oh, it's not a macro, it's just a function. That works. That's actually really nice. I like that. Yeah, what are we going to be pulling up here? Goodness, that thing gets in the way a lot, doesn't it? This one is class.name followed by method name. Okay. Oh, I can't reassign the iterator? Oh, I forgot to assign it, didn't I? There we go. Oh, the types are different. Oh, I see, I see. Just collect into a vec and extend it. All right. Interesting, that pattern though. Because it looks like you'd use chain if you could end up using it in like inline. Right? Like if you're building up a combinator and you want this, and chain this other thing onto it. Oh, thank you. All right, where are we at? Collect. Oh, they're token streams. Of course, they're token streams. I think this will work. All right, and what about this piece here? Method name, we need that. Goes here. Oh, and here's those params. So here we need to include the comma. Oh, I was rebinding this. That wasn't good. Okay, that's better. Now we also need method table. Let's see name. Yep, class name. Good. We got that. Why did they rename that? This method name makes more sense, but okay, I think we got all those. What's next? Uh, 147, thank you. Oh, that's in quote. Thank you. I did not see that. Okay, next thing is we're going to have let mutable argument buffer with capacity arg count plus that variable argument. Okay, so where's the arg count coming from? Is it up here? Or was it? Oh, it's down here. Ah, of course. var arg. Something's a little off here. I messed something up. So in this generated code, where are they getting var arg's length? Oh, it's passed in the parameter to the function. Because we append it here, maybe. We might append it there. Am I only supposed to be adding this if it's var args? Because I see this here. Oh, I think I messed that up. We'll check. Where did I get that from? So a method has var args. Yes, so that's only supposed to be if the method has var args. Okay. All right, so all of this down here is supposed to be there only if we have var args. Well, okay, let's build this up. And is this still within the var args? This is. Oh, I see. And then we have an alternate. It's not var args. Got it. Okay. Method body is going to be equal to this. Okay. So much in here. I'll return that okay. Toss method body on there. Good. Don't need var args there. Okay. The else case here is actually much, much smaller. Handle this one first. Generate return post. This is just for the return. There's nothing extra. Okay. Just that. All right. We transmute. Got it. Okay, so we need. Let's translate this. Colon from sys return. Got it. Looks correct. I'm surprised it's still leaving those function bodies there, not just using quote directly. Wasn't this the same as the first variant? Just return. Where'd it go? This one. Do we still have a result here? I don't think we need the result. We just need the token stream now. There we go. Oh, need to use Turbofish there? Oh, which line was that? One here? I've been wondering about that. In some of these cases, like when do you actually do that? Because there's a lot of those cases that I haven't been surrounding with that. Like even this one. When the type is composite. I see. So generate return post never fails. Also needs output. Oh, I forgot to strip that out of there. Well, this could actually be off of tie now, couldn't it? Just be tie dot return post. And if it's a straight method, then you need it. I see. Just only used in one place. It is just used in one place. take that. Just tie. To rust. Assist. To return post. Ugh. Terrible name. Oh, this takes self now. Just a couple of these. Oh, not bad. Interesting. Okay. Looks like that might work. Generate method impl. All right, where were we? We've got Godot class, Godot method. Whether or not we're returning the method, we skip it, we return a token stream default. Getting the return type here. Why? Because we are I don't like these being like this. Okay. For when you're golfing, huh? I type dd. Oops, what was it? I type dd tab. That's my default. Yeah, I see, like that macro could actually be much, much shorter. All right, this if method dot has var args, do something. else do this. In this case, it's going to be my variant. Now it doesn't need to be mutable anymore, and we can move it closer to where it's actually used. I'll make 2 fragments. That's true, huh? Just have like the main fragments and then var arg fragments. Yeah. That's nice too. That's really nice. I kind of like the comment there, don't you? Because if we did that, then this wouldn't have to be mutable, and done. Why are we calling it arg, like params? Why isn't this args? We're going to the end of this method, back to where we were earlier. So here we have our params, which we just renamed to args. That is much nicer. Okay, that's going to be our return value. Start moving stuff inside of it. Arg count, that's actually something that we need from before. It should be okay with numbers, right? That variable is actually a number. Be fine. Oh, sorry about that. On the mic. Oh, and the collect. Thank you. Forgot about the collect. Still an iterator. There we go. Thank you. If it starts with option, that seems so arbitrary. Arrgh. Yeah, but if somebody had their own type in there, like optionista or whatever, that was awful. I'm sorry. Optionista. Like what? Where do I come up with that stuff? But if they did have something that just began with option, like optional or something. Good search for option. Yeah. All right. So in this case, oh, not this. Not. No, I'm not thumbs upping that. Not right now. All right. So now we have arg. Got tie. Name is going to be. Oh, what is a Rust safe name? Oh, it's already an identifier. Goody. Okay. Hey, Jeremy, how's it going? We're working on Rust bindings for Godot engine. All right. To the next one. It's going, yeah. And that's still argument.name. Good. I wonder why they have the parentheses here on 171. Huh. Oh, and what is this? Why? Didn't they just write something extra down? What? Okay. I don't know, this is variable declaration. It's probably a string in there getting a borrowed stir, which has two variant implemented on it as a trait. Probably. Yeah. Oh, no. This is going to be for every other type coming into a variant here. The Godot string is here. Options there. Yes, and they use a lot of deref coercion. A lot of it. Because they're not doing the, oh, what was it? The, that web project. They basically implemented the class hierarchy as traits. They decided not to do that because it was just too much. So they're using the deref coercion. I starts with, oh, that's right, it's not a, ooh. What is it now? It's an ident. Get type. Oh, we could use matches there. Where's tie used? Oh, this should absolutely be a match. Match tie. So if it's option, or tie option, because they have tie option, right? Where does this tie thing live? It's an API tie. Did I skip it? There's option. Oh, I don't see option. All right. Oh, option was variant? Oh, actually, it's object? So let's match on arg get type. And to do the same thing with this option, tie object, which we ignore the contents of. Yeah, missing matcher, I'm sure. And if it's tie string, it becomes Godot string. It's the only occurrence there. All right. Otherwise, it's up here, and then we add to it. Okay. We're using tie. Oh, not inside here. Okay. Good. So now we have arguments to get going. Much is left? Oh, too much. I'm not going to get this done yet. All right. I got to get running. Because I'm going to raid Rimo. Oh, this has been good. A little anxious to see if the code ends up working. I think we've been fairly faithful to it. It's just that some of these are drastic changes. It's going to take a while to verify. I'm going to have to go over this again, just a couple monitors, just verifying that everything got converted correctly. Maybe print it out. Anyhow, gonna get going. Coffee time. So, till next time.